later. Recording is in progress. Okay, so let's go. So I looked at gold today. And I knew that there won't be much movement from gold. For those of us that have really moved into trading gold lately, I looked at gold and there has been not much movement from gold for me. You know, so besides, I have marked this zone for a while now. And as you can see, there was an OB here that got mitigated, and it broke above the OBE level and still came down regardless. That shows that there is still something to mitigate in this OB, right? In this other block. And it came to the top of that OB and bounced off. What I'll be expecting this market to do, I need to stop this. At this point, will be to actually come into this place. Because on the H4, we have our Fibonacci here, 78.6. Let me show you guys, for those that were not around all that time we're doing the analysis. From here to the swing high, swing low here. I did not use this one. I used this one, swing low here to the swing high here. And you can see how it balanced on our 78.6 right there, 78.6. And the market came to, and you can see our minus 27. Now there's something I said in the course. If you watch the course, if you don't watch the course, please go back and watch the course very well. I said something that minus 27 is always an area for TP for these guys. Hold on, guys. So minus 27 region is where they always take their TPs, yeah? Where they always take their TPs, mostly on the bigger time frames. But this is the 4-hour time frame. So I believe these our institutional guys would respect that level because of how our minus 78 was respected here. Because it moved from the swing low to the swing high and rejected perfectly on the 78.6. Those of us that are in the inner circle last week, we saw how I missed this trade. I remember how we missed this trade. It came back here and we took the trade off this breaker block here. We took the trade off this breaker block here, up to this level, up to this top. And then we took this sell. I think we took this sell a little bit. I think it was this sell we took. It was this sell we took on the 1-hour time frame. This is the 4-hour time frame. We actually took this very sell here. So the fact that this place was fully mitigated and well respected, forget about what happened here. This was news inducement. This was news induced, yeah? So, and we got a push up to the upside. The chances that we're going to be taking our TP at this point is very high. So what I'll be looking at from tomorrow is for price to come into this place on the 4-hour time frame, right? And then move up to our minus 28, minus 27 up there. That's a lot of pips. If we can catch it, it will be a lot of pips, actually. That is 250 pips from here to here, 250 pips. So that's about 200 pips. If you are catching the list, you'll be catching 150 pips just from here to here. That's what I look out for on gold. And trust me, please, if you can't hear the audio, click on call by audio or something. Click on call by audio. Because I believe if you cannot hear the audio, okay, if you can hear the audio, please type I can hear the audio so that this person can see that people can hear the audio. All right. So this is what I expect from gold. And trust me, if you catch 150 pips from gold alone, you should be okay for this week. That is what I see. Thank you, Mr. Best. You should be okay for this week with 150 pips. You know my style. I don't try to trade too much. I trade only once or twice in a week, and I should be very, very good. All right. And with 150 pips, if you do 0.1 lot size, you should be out on $150 for the week. So if your account is $500 and you're out on $150 for the week, I think that is a very good profit margin on your account, right? So this is what I'm looking at. However, if it breaks below this level, now this is what we are going to do. Hold on. Because these are scenarios that we should all put into plan. What if it breaks below this level and wants to fill up all this imbalance here and all that, yeah? We should look towards 1644 area. I've marked it already, 1644 area. We should look towards 1644 area, just around this area here. We should look towards this area. But I will actually not take any trade here again until I see some further confirmations. And one of those confirmations should be, if it breaks this low, it should come back into here and then drop back down here, right? So if it comes back into here, we'll look for entries on this level. Now let's go to the 1 hour time frame and have a better view of what we are looking at here. Okay, good. Remember, gold is bullish. As a matter of fact, pairs that are XXS USD are all bullish. I will tell you why. On the weekly time frame, we have already hit TP. Trust me, anything that will make the market break this TP. When this market was coming down that time, I knew it will never break this -27. I think I made a tweet about it. It will never break this place because it's a weekly TP level. It is very, very strong. The market might fall back down to this place, but it will not break it. It will pick up from here again and go. Because right now, the market is meant to be bullish for the long term. All right? The market is meant to be bullish on the long term. So, this, what do we call it? This, this area here is not a valid order block. Please don't look at it as a valid order because there is no break above the structure here. Okay, there's no break above this structure here. There's no break above this structure right here. There's no break above this structure here. So it's just forming a core double top for a sell for whatever it wants to do. Okay, so don't look at this place yet. I want the market to come in here and mitigate clearly. Let me move it. I will need the market to move into this place because of the imbalance we have here. So let us mark out that imbalance zone now. Let's mark out that imbalance zone. From the bottom of this candle to this point, so 50%. Boom. Okay, so these are our imbalance level. The 75% of this, the 75% of this is the top of this level here that might, you can see how I'm analyzing my market, guys, right? The 75% looks like something that might want to come and mitigate this OB here. So we might be seeing another one, might be seeing a push down into 75 and back to this minus 27 TP here. When it hit this TP, I'll be expecting a rejection back and then to break the TP level. These are the two things. This is what I'm expecting. So basically, if it doesn't mitigate, if it doesn't clear off this top here, it will come down to this point here. Okay, to come down to that point there. Hold on. All right, so come down to that point here. So this is what I'm looking at on gold. For me, I'll be looking to buy into gold rather than sell, to be very sincere. Rather than selling, we should always try to follow the momentum of the market, all right? Because we have broken structures, and once we hit this point, we reject and we break this point, then we are going fully bullish, okay? And this -27 is around 1690. I share the screenshots right now, 1690 area. That's where we should look for buys, all right? Give me a second, guys. So let's go to GBP USD, which is another XXX USD pair. All right. We'll look at Euro USD as well. I want us to put our mind into the market. put our mind into the market. And as I am seeing entries on gold, I'll be sharing it with you guys. Although I won't share my exact entry with anybody, I don't do that. I don't do signals. But one thing I'll be sharing is the idea behind why we are entering that trade. Okay? Sometimes I will drop it as a signal. Trust me, sometimes I will do that. While some other times, I might not. Okay? Because I want us to learn how to pick trades on our own rather than depending on me for setups. I am not a signal provider. I just want to show you guys how I do what I do, right? So for gold, the reason why I'm looking into the market breaking this structure down and breaking above is this. This one here has not broken above yet. And if it doesn't break above, then it's definitely going to break this point and go down. And the market would come back into this point here. It was even marked before. It will break up, it will break above like this and come back into this point to mitigate this place as a breaker block now, because it will break it below and then, you know, to come back into it as a breaker block before it finally moves. These are the things I am seeing as I'm analyzing this market, right? These are the things I am seeing as I'm analyzing the market. So let's go to GBP USD and see what it does, or what it has been doing. It's been a while I analyzed this guy there. Wow, it's picked it all. I analyzed this guy here and it just came and tapped it and moved. Interesting. Interesting moment. Okay. Okay. Let's look at GBP USD for a minute. Let's look at GBP USD for a minute. Up here, this GBP USD is not giving me what I like. That's why I don't look at it anymore. It's not giving me what I want to see. Liquidity high on the high part there. Now there's something about this trading thing. When you see an area, I explained it in the course. When you see an area that you've marked up, a particular setup you've marked up and you want to take your trade off from, let us try to imbibe that culture of waiting for the market to move away from that area and come back into that area. Let us imbibe that culture. Sometimes the market might want to just break that area, okay? Like this point, now I'm going to mark this point now as an example. This very point, and use as an example. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, it has hit this point. But let us see how that area behaved on the 15-minute time frame. And how we would have utilized it if we were to take a trade from this point. Even though I don't trade this guy anymore, this GBP USD, because it just gets very useless. You can see how it's moving. Its movements are not really good, and it's really volatile now. Really volatile. This small box that I marked now is already 40 pips. Why? All right. Now, as you can see, we broke the structure. The candles are becoming very shorter, very short candles, showing that the sales are already getting very weak towards that marked level. So you've marked your level already, and you are watching some patterns. One of the patterns I'm seeing right now is the fact that the candles are getting pretty weak around that same level. Shows that level is holding pretty strong, right? And now we have first break of structure. We have another break of structure here. We have another break of structure right here, as you can see, right there. So we are seeing that the market is giving us that push to the upside, but we need to break above this major structure. So you shouldn't be looking for any trade really, except you want to risk very low until this top is finally broken to create a higher high. But these are lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and we need to break this lower high here to create a new higher high. Then we know that we are moving up, right? So in the normal sense of things, you shouldn't be looking to take any trade from any of all these places. Whereas a lot of people must have moved their trades here, and their stop loss would have been here. So technically, a lot of people would have seen this on 15 minutes time frame and said, oh, this is imbalance. This is this one here is liquidity, and this is where I'm going to take my trade from, right here. Obviously, you were lured into that trade, taking up a little bit, and then taking out totally. If you are the type of person that likes this thing, you would have caught like 30 pips and closed out. But some of you would look at it be like, oh, it I already broken the structure above. Let's take this trade. Let's do. Personally, I wouldn't have taken the trade. I would have waited, right? Or if I took it, I would have taken a very minimal risk because I needed to break above these highs here before I take the trade. I like seeing multiple breakout structures and at least give me a major lower high breakout on the 15 minutes time frame. Break the previous lower highs and show me that new higher high formation. As you can see, as it broke the higher high, rejected a little back into this breaker block area here. This breaker block area here, this candle rejection here. The breaker block area around the 50%, directly around 50% right there. If you scale down, you will see that this is a breaker block actually. Let's scale down, look for it and confirm that it is a breaker block. So it won't be like we are talking on theories. Obviously, it's a breaker block. You can see that right there. You can see that right there. Obviously, it's a breaker block on the 5 minutes time frame. Came right back to that breaker block. So if you were watching it on the 5 minutes time frame, which you might not have been watching, because not everybody watches it. Not everybody watches a particular time frame. Sometimes people have seen what they want to see on the 15 minutes time frame, on the 30 minutes time frame, while you are on another time frame waiting for confirmation, right? Meanwhile, if you're on the 5 minutes time frame, this would have been your trade. This would have been your obvious trade. I would have been taking 2 trades here, 2 entries. 1 entry would have been here. Remember, our pattern of trading has changed a bit because of how the market is. One of my entries would have been here with a 10 pip stop loss. With a 10 pip stop loss, I would have targeted the previous II up there. Show. Yeah, I would have targeted somewhere here. This block here. So I would have targeted right there, below this point there. I would have targeted there. That's where that would have been my point. And I would have caught 85 pips off this trade, right? I would have caught 85 pips off this trade. However, if we are not looking at the breaker block and the market has moved, so let's say we are on the 15 minutes time frame. We are on the 15 minutes time frame and we're waiting for more confirmations from that time frame rather than striking, yeah? So we're waiting for more confirmation rather than striking. And we did not see that breaker block. Obviously, it is not obvious on the 15 minutes time frame. And then it did this pull up, came back into this point, did this pull up, and moved up and stopped on Friday. This would have been our perfect entry. Yeah, this block here, the other block there, perfect entry. Your entry would have been at the top of the block, and your stop loss would have been below the lows, below these lows. That's 40 pips, which I wouldn't have taken, or I've taken with like 0.1 to risk only $40, or I would have put it below these lows to risk only 25 pips. And then I would have targeted the second high here that I marked. And that would have been 140 pips in profit. So if you look at it, there is always a confirmation to take every trade. The point is we are not always that patient. And that is one thing I want us to learn. All of us in the inner circle, we need to learn that patience. Although I will try my best to always show you the way I take it and what I'm waiting for and all that, because I learned this patience out of a lot of losses and a lot of backtesting, a lot of going back and forth, and it's what has helped me till now, right? So that patience, imagine if you were patient, you already know what you are looking for. You won't look at any other pair. Another pair will not be your business because you're already watching this pair already and waiting for it to give you its full confirmation. So you'll be navigating all the different time frames. Other pairs will not be your problem. The different time frames of that one pair will now be your problem. You'll be marking every zone on different time frames to look for where you're going to pick your perfect entry from, because you know when it will move, it is going to move well. Okay, this one moved today around 9 a.m. Moved today around 9. I wasn't watching, I wasn't ready to trade. So yeah, I'm not even feeling anything about it whatsoever. So it has given us a lot of imbalance here to come and feel, which it might not feel, but it has given us a lot of imbalance here. So what is next for GU? Let us go to the 1 minute time frame and see 1 hour time frame and see what could be next for GU. First of all, there is liquidity up here. There is a strong liquidity up here that needs to be cleared. Trend line liquidity is right there, lying on top there, lying on top there, like that. Now we've broken that circular line, but I don't see it as a full break. I see it as a takeout. Yeah. And we have an area here to contend with. An area here to contend with. The market might not give us this area immediately. We have seen similar thing on gold. You know, my prediction for gold is to pull back to this point, Abi. So if gold should be pulling back to this point, then GBP USD should be pulling back as well to this point to fill up this imbalance. So this is what I'm expecting tomorrow now. A fill up to this point. From tomorrow, I'll start looking at the market and be watching its move. If I see a very good setup, I take. If I don't see, I'm going to chill out. I might not take any trade tomorrow. I will just chill out and watch what it's going to do. Meanwhile, I'm expecting to come back into this point now before coming to clear out all this liquidity up here. I come back into here, fill up this, and then clear out the liquidity to this point. So by the time it moves here, it has cleaned out all this liquidity. That's what I'm expecting to do. So a little pullback and the continuation of the bullish move for me. Trust me, that's what I'm expecting from these two pairs. So XXX USD pairs will be giving us that majorly. Same thing for Euro USD. You can see that area there. If it pulls back, then we are there. And it is at a psychological level. You can see my mark there. It's at a psychological level. And it's rejected right off that psychological level. So yeah. It's an area to actually look at and see that a rejection might happen off that psychological level before we break psychological level to the top. However, we've cleared out a lot of liquidity here already. This one cleared out liquidity. And maybe there's a bigger liquidity up here that it will still need to clear. This very one right here. This very one right here. A bigger liquidity that might want to be cleared. A bigger liquidity that might want to be cleared up there. All right. So, but with what we have seen on gold and GU, boom, we might be seeing a pullback here and a continuation. But as we all know, we are not the owner of the market. I remember there was a week we did not get any trade at all. That was like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, we didn't get any serious trade. We were just looking for trades all over the market. And we saved our capital. Beautiful. And the next week, we caught very beautiful trades. Forget what the market is doing. Forget the moves. When you hit a good trade, you hit a good trade and you hit it for real. And that is one thing I'm preaching. Okay? There's somebody asked a question on GU. Is there a breaker block on GU? I'm not seeing anything like a breaker block here. Actually, I'm not seeing on H1 for that matter. No, I'm not seeing. I am not seeing really. I am not seeing really. This is not a block for me. This is not a real block for me. And if it's a block, you can see how it's consolidated around that area before it pushed up. And it has pushed up and has not even broken the highs of that candle that created that block. If you call it a block, that's not broken that high. So it's still within the block. So the block might still be valid and might pull back to this place. I don't think this should be considered a breaker block. This is a breaker block. It's just a failed supply zone. Okay, so that's it for that. And for Euro GBP, Euro GBP, somebody was trying to buy earlier today. I was laughing where I was because if GBP USD is buying, Euro GBP should be not buy. I saw it and I was just laughing, and I didn't want to comment because now no way to define for market on Monday morning. Okay, so you can see as GU was buying, you can see what this guy was doing right here, but it was selling. When GU is buying, Euro GBP will be selling. So put that in mind, please. Always put that in mind. And for that, we might be seeing market pull into this place for that. I don't want to go too deep. If you have any question, actually, you can unmute yourself and ask, or just drop it in the chat box, and then I'll just go through it before we end this meeting in a few minutes. I just wanted us to have a look at what the market did today and what we should expect tomorrow. And if we see what we should expect tomorrow happen for real, we should see trades tomorrow to take. And if we don't see, then we have a sure move on Wednesday. The market is setting itself for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I've already said that, guys. The market uses Monday, Tuesday to set itself for the last 3 days. By then, you will see everything you want to see clearly, and then you can execute with precision. Okay, and execute with massive precision. Let us look at the XY and see. I don't think we have any question. I don't think anybody wants to ask any question. The XY created that imbalance too, although we have imbalance at the top there in 15 minutes. But this is the EMA 200, right? This is the EMA 200, and this EMA 200 is within this what they call it, this imbalance here. Within this imbalance here. So, and there is what we call there's an OB here, looking at our face on the 15 minutes time frame, which is still around the EMA 200. You see how I interpret these things together here, which is around the EMA 200, and then something else is showing me something here. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys. From here to here, down. From the same location here. From same location here to here, up. What do we have there? A very beautiful divergence. A very beautiful divergence. A very beautiful divergence. So tomorrow, we are buying the XY. And if the XY is going up, XXX USD are doing what? They are going down. So tomorrow, if you can look for sales into this point. For gold, for GBP USD, look for sales into this point tomorrow. Do that. Look at it, guys. Look at it. I've finally seen what will make us eat money tomorrow, most likely. You can see it. A very sweet divergence. Very sweet divergence. It might happen this Asian session. It might happen this midnight. So if you are awake, take the trade. I might not be awake personally. If you are awake and you see the opportunity, strike this trade. It might happen during this Asian session. Before you wake up, you see that it has filled up this whole zone. But don't enter the trade and go and put stop loss at the top here. Don't try that thing. Don't try that thing. Just wait for the trade, please. Please, the market is not your father's property. Divergence can fail. Even the perfect strategy can fail. All right, but let's look at the 5 minutes time frame and see if there are things. You can see that the candles are already very, very short. The candles are very tight already. Let's see what the 1 hour candles look like. Yeah, the consolidation is strong there. That's 30 minutes. The 15 minutes candle, consolidation is strong there. The 5 minutes candle, consolidation is strong there. So likely the candles, there's weakness already there. And the sell is likely to happen in the midnight. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, guys. The sell is likely to happen in the midnight. Maybe a little pull back into this point. Maybe a little pull back into this point. Since it has broken this level and has broken this level, can have a pullback to this point, and then we are going to sell off down to that place because of that divergence. At least the divergence should sell into this area, at least into this area here. Divergence should sell into this area, and that should give us how many pips? That should give us, let me put it from where the price is, 45 pips trading. But if the devil is pushing you to enter trade this night before you go and sleep, your stop loss will be about 50 pips and your take profit will be about 50 pips. So you do a ratio 1-to-1 and go and sleep. Yeah, do a ratio 1-to-1 and go and sleep. If your hand is pushing you to go and trade, do that and go to bed. With divergence, you know that before I even spotted the divergence, I had already predicted the market to give us a little rejection to the downside, right? I've already predicted that the market should give us a rejection to the downside. And as you can see, divergence now came to prove it to us. Yeah, divergence came to prove it to us that this rejection looks valid. So we are going to sell. It looks very valid. And we have liquidity here that has been taken as it moved up. And we have liquidity here that is to be taken as it moves down. So as you can see, our movement to the downside is valid for tomorrow or this night, this Asian session. So guys, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I appreciate everyone. If you have any other questions, you can still ask in the group. You can share your chats in the group. Please, anybody that catches this trade should share it in the group so that others can catch the trade as well, because this is a general knowledge for everyone in NASECO. Let's all catch this trade. Let's make bags of it. For those of you that have not made the fee you paid, you can make it from this trade. Believe me, this trade is going to sell at least to this point. It's very, very, very sure. This 45 pips is sure at least. This one like this is very, very sure. This 45 pips. Although now, thank you. So might push up a bit. I pray it does push up a bit. I actually pray it does, because I'll be watching it on my phone before I sleep tonight. And I won't share it. But please, if you see it, share it to everybody. I need somebody else to be responsible for every other person's success aside me. But I will share it actually. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. If I see it, I will share it definitely. All right. So this is what we expect for this night or tomorrow. So thank you guys for coming along. I will share the recording tomorrow. If I can export it tonight completely and I upload, I will share it tonight. So thanks guys for coming. Good night.